So good morning everyone. So from last 2 days we have been doing the introduction to the entire syllabus. I'll complete the introduction today and I will also start with chapter number 1. So the sequence in which what we'll do is first we will do chapter number 1 which will cover the entire syllabus ka basics, that is pure theory. Then we will go to chapter number 4. Here chapter number 4 mein there are many problematic chapters, that is linear programming, simulation, then we have assignment, then we have transportation, etc, etc. So first I will do chapter number 1, then chapter number 4, then chapter number 6, like that. I'll tell you the order in which we are doing. So first I will start with chapter number 1 today after little bit of introduction pending, and then immediately after that I will start a practical chapter, that is chapter number 4. So till now I think we have I have given you explanation up to assignment. So linear programming yesterday, let us revise once. Acha. Product life cycle mein how many stages are there? 4. What are those, can you tell? Introduction, growth, stability and decline. Clear? Now introduction stage mein my strategy will be to grow. Growth mein I will again, after growth I will try to stabilize. After stabilization, if I feel that my business is facing some losses, then I will continue the downward phase or I will try to come back to introduction phase. Come back to introduction phase by launching more new products. I will discontinue the outdated products and I will launch new products. Then design thinking mein I think we have taken an example of Swiggy ka delivery persons, right? Then I have also given you introduction to linear programming. And what is linear programming? Linear programming mein what are our objectives? 2 objectives we can have, either maximization or minimization. Acha, maximization mein what will be my objective? Profit. Minimization mein what will be my objective? Cost. Clear? Next. And then linear programming will be used in those businesses where resources are limited or resources are unlimited. Resources are limited, because unlimited resources means LPP will not be applicable. Next. And then transportation and assignment. So transportation may be minimization is our objective, assignment may be minimization is our objective. Now what do I minimize, what do I try to minimize in transportation? Transportation may I will try to minimize the cost. Assignment may I will try to minimize my. So linear programming may both the objectives are there, that is maximization and minimization. Assignment and transportation may we follow only minimization. And why we follow minimization, why not maximization, that we will see when we go to the relevant chapter. Then we have what? Scheduling and queuing. Now queuing means like DMart mein when you go, the length of a line is very big or very small? Very big. Especially on weekends when you go to DMart, buying a product takes very less time. But standing in line to getting a bill done is very difficult. Why? Because the length of a line is very high. Now what I should do as DMart ka management, your task is to reduce the number of people standing in the queue or increase. Reduce the number of people standing in the queue. But why? Why do you want to reduce the number of people standing in the queue? Simple reason. Because customers will be happy standing in the line or customers will be unhappy? Obviously customers will be unhappy. Some people will stand in line and leave the line if they feel it will take a lot of time. Some people, by seeing the line only, they will not stand, they will run away from DMart. Some people will order online. In case if I don't take care of these things, I will continue to get the customers or the number of customers will reduce. The number of customers will reduce. So that is why in queuing my objective is to maximize the length of a line or minimize the length of a line. But how do I minimize the length of a line? How do I minimize? How do I minimize the length of a line? Open more number of counters. But if I open more number of counters, there is a chance that, clear, if I open more number of counters, there is a chance that I will lose the I have to spend lot of money. And in sometimes what happens, if I'm having more counters, number one, expenditure will increase. Number two, I may not have enough number of customers, because of which idle time will be there for my people there, employees. In case if very less number of counters are there, customers will be dissatisfied. Then what should I do then? We should find out a sweet spot between minimum and maximum, so that the cost to my business is also very less, customer is also not dissatisfied. Because QMA, how many people will stand? Do we have an idea, or we have no idea? We have no idea. That is why here our task should be to minimize the length by increasing the number of counters in a way that neither customer is unhappy nor cost is increasing to the company. And then scheduling, name itself tells. Scheduling means, can someone explain what is scheduling? What do we mean by scheduling? Name itself tells what is scheduling. Scheduling something. Schedule means what? अच्छा मेरे को बोलो, today morning what class happened? Morning which class happened? Morning. Timing? 9 to which class? Okay, 11 to 1. 11 to 1, 11:30 to 1. 11:30 to 1 OM. Then 11 से 11:30 what do you have? Break. Next. Then 1 o'clock से 2 o'clock lunch, मल्ली break. Very good. And then 2 to 4:30. अच्छा 2 के बाद no classes today. In general, what classes you have after 2 o'clock? Okay, after that study hours. Matlab this is called what? Schedule. So basically scheduling is nothing but deciding the starting and ending point of my activity in a business. When should I start my business activity and when should I end my business activity? That is called what? Scheduling. I should schedule the work in a way that none of my laborers and machines are sitting idle. Maximum utilization of machines and labor and minimum wastage of time and labor. Understood? So scheduling means what? Deciding the starting and ending time. What time your classes start? 9. And what time the classes end? 7 o'clock. But in between that, do you have study hours? Matlab, in between, are classes being conducted or not being conducted? So idle time is there, right, for you? So your idle time should increase or idle time is reduced? Idle time should be reduced, and cost for the company should also reduce. That is nothing but an example of what? Scheduling. Very important concept, simulation. Very important concept, simulation. Now what exactly do we mean by simulation? Whatever explanation I'm doing here, introduction to all the chapters, I have prepared proper notes for that. I think I have somewhere here. I'll share the entire notes with you. This is this one. A to Z, whatever I'm explaining, detailed notes I've prepared this one. Everything, all the chapters ka introduction is here with proper examples and proper handwritten notes I will share. So that future may, in case if you want to understand what, like before starting any chapter, at least if you go through these things and come, it will become very easy for you. A to Z, every chapter, every unit, detail may have written the examples and all, whatever I'm explaining, I've written here. This I will share with the management will share with you. Now, let us come back to scheduling. Oh, sorry, apna. What is the new concept? Simulation. See, simulation ko, we also call it as computer simulation. Which simulation? Computer simulation. The simple reason why we call it as computer simulation is, the simple logic is, simulation is nowadays done by human beings or it is done by computers? Simulation is nowadays done by computers. Let us take an example of simulation. Like let us say, for example, you are a firefighter. You are working in you have applied for a job in fire department. Clear? You think when a fire actually happens, they will ask you to go and start saving people? Or training should be given to you? How exactly training will be given to you? You think to give you training, they will put an actual building on fire and ask you to go and save something there? No, right? So what they will do, one dummy set they will create. And after creating a dummy set, they will put fire to that set and they will ask you to go and doze off the fire and show how exactly you are going to do that. Matlab, are they actually giving you training in a real environment or it's a replica of a real environment. It's a replica of real environment. That is called simulation. One more example, pilot. Pilot को training, you think it's like a normal car driving that you will go to a driving school, you will learn driving on the main road. You think you will fly the flight directly, or you have to get the training from there. Training should be given, right? How training will be given? One dummy plane they will create, and they will give you some artificial intelligence ka glasses, AR glasses, VR glasses they will give you. Using that, you will drive and you will feel that you are actually driving a plane. And in case if you crash also, are you actually crashing like Pakistan crashes the planes? Or you are crashing in a software? Matlab, everything is actually happening in a real environment, or it is getting replicated in a software. It is getting replicated in a software. That is called what? Simulation. That exactly is called what? Simulation. अब let us say for example, simulation में सबसे important concept is nothing but generation of random numbers. Generation of what? Random numbers. This is one of the most important concepts of simulation. Generation of what numbers? Random numbers. See, there are many methods of simulation in our syllabus, but we are going to learn only and only about Monte Carlo simulation. Monte Carlo. Here we are going to learn only about what? Monte Carlo simulation, wherein what do we use? Use random numbers in order to replicate multiple situations. Here, so what is simulation also called as? Computer simulation, wherein simulation actually happens in real world, or it happens inside a computer software like AI will create. Yesterday I think we have done one example, design thinking, right? Design thinking may there are many things which are happening. Design thinking, I told you, send one person behind the rider to see what problems they are facing, parking problems, assign a runner who will run from the top floor and bottom to give you the order, or create one separate store on the ground floor. All these things, if I actually implement, it will be very expensive or very less expensive. And what is the guarantee that I will be successful in this? After spending 3-4 crore rupees on actually doing these things, what is the guarantee that I will be successful? Any guarantee is there, or there is zero guarantee? There is zero guarantee. That is why even after spending 3-4 crores, there is no guarantee that this new technique will be successful. Then why should I waste money in the actual environment? So what will I do? Whatever I want to do, I will enter all the details where? In a software. Software will simulate thousands of possibilities based on the data what I have given relating to design thinking, and it will tell me whether I will be successful or unsuccessful, how much time I can save and how much money I can save. Depending upon that, I can take a decision whether to actually implement this technique or not to implement this technique. Simple. So today, A to Z, almost every business uses what? Simulation. In 2021, have you heard that Suez Canal ka case? See, what happened is, this is a Suez Canal, which is one of the most important routes to ship the goods from one place to other place. From one place to other place, it is one of the most important routes. अब यहाँ पर the largest ship in this world got struck like this. Got struck like this diagonally. Have you heard about this case? Now, here and there, in both the places, complete traffic jam happened. Here and there, all small ships, they are unable to travel from here to there, right? 400 ships got struck there. Because this ship is here, right? Now we can't do anything. Now what happened? Now that maritime authority, MTA, some MTA authority will be there. Maritime authority, they used a concept called what? Simulation. Now what they have done, they have taken the satellite images of all these things and then they inserted all this data into software. Now software say they generated simulation. Matlab, they asked software, how should we remove the ship from here so that everything becomes normal? Then they got a suggestion that 14 Tugboats they use. Tugboats means boats which pull. Like in case if car goes bad, car crashes in, they will pull the car and go, right. In the same way, tugboats are used for pulling the big ships. 14 tugboats were used. Chalo, okay. Without asking simulation software also, let us assume that I will use tugboats. How many? We don't know. Tugboats are there. How many tugboats we have to use? We don't know. Which part of the ship core we have to connect the tugboat? We don't know. Which tugboat should move at which speed so that it will turn? We don't know. Otherwise, what will happen if excess force you apply from any side of the boat, that ship may divide into two parts. Everything may sink there. Almost for 6 days, the ship was stuck, and $9.6 billion were lost in world trade every day for 6 days. And one of the person who was captaining that ship was Indian. And you know how bad Indian drivers are, heavy drivers. One of the person was Indian fellow. Now imagine 14 tugboats they used, and mud is there nearby the entire sides of the boat, right? How much mud we should remove? If I remove less mud, then boat will not move. If I remove excess mud, ship may sink. Then 30,000 cubic meters of mud was removed. 14 tugboats were used. What pressure say? At what time which boat should move? At what speed it should move? How much force should be applied? From which side of the ship? How much mud should be removed? You think can a human being do all these calculations? dy by dx bolte we will forget maths. dy by dx also we don't know how to apply in practical life. Imagine such a critical situation. How do they manage? So that is what happened. 30,000 cubic meters of mud they have removed from different sides. On top of that, 14 tugboats they have used, and heavy winds started flowing after 6 days. Then this boat became normal, and it went 6 days. So after that, they are now having in that Suez Canal, after this situation, they are having 24/7 simulation they will do. Before any big boat enter that Suez Canal, it will scan the size of the ship. That software will scan the size of the ship, and it will see, in case if this situation happens, like heavy winds come, if it turns, will it be easy for it to turn it back again or not? How much maximum problem it will happen in case if that ship gets struck? A to Z scanning will happen, then that boat will enter into that Suez Canal in order to prevent this from again happening. That is an example of what? Simulation. So simulation we use in practical life almost everywhere. How many marks can you get in exam? So simulation is just like Radhesham of OM. Radhesham will see the hand and tell, right, ki how much, what will be your future. Like that, simulation will see your data and tell what might happen in future. So nowadays, before launching a product, I can use simulation. To decide the price of a product, I can use simulation. In these type of aircraft, I can use simulation. Here, like ships ke liye, I can use simulation. Almost every business area nowadays we are using what? Simulation. But now there are many methods of simulation, but we use what? Monte Carlo simulation. And then we have lean operations. The lean operations, very small concept, like half a page concept we have, just one line I will explain. Lean operations concept was followed by and became popular because of Toyota Motors. Have you heard about Toyota Motors? So Toyota Motors created a concept called what? Made it popular, a concept of lean operations, wherein lean operations means minimum wastage should be done. Simple. Minimum wastage of raw materials and anything should be done. Labor wastage should be minimum. Raw material wastage should be minimum. Matlab anything in my company, wastage should be as less as possible or as high as possible. As less as possible. Then only company can become successful. That is called which operations? Lean operations. Then we have GIT, one of the very important concepts in practical life. What is GIT? I think costing you might have studied it. What is just in time? Now that you tell. What is just in time? What exactly do we mean by just in time? Like let us say, for example, there is a restaurant. Here, it's a traditional restaurant. Second is a restaurant which follows GIT system. Here, I repeat, there are two types of restaurants. One is a normal traditional technique wala restaurant. Second is GIT wala restaurant. Normally what happens, a traditional restaurant is preparing 500 samosas and keeping. Here, 500 samosas it is keeping in stock. It will prepare 500 samosas and keep in its restaurant. If only 200 customers come, then imagine 200 customers come and buy one samosa. At the end of the day, 300 samosas wasted, money is wasted, loss. Imagine if 750, 800 customers come, customers will not have that many samosas to give. So that is why customers will leave. That is the traditional way of managing a business. But just in time, I will not even switch off the stove also till customer comes and orders a samosa. If customer comes, orders a samosa, I will switch on the stove, I will prepare the samosa and then only give it to that fellow. Because of which my cost in just in time is maximum or minimum. Most of the times in just in time, I will order the raw materials or I will order the finished goods and keep in my store, or only when I get an order. Only when I get a order. Most of the cases car companies follow just in time. Like if I order a car, you think car they will give me immediately, or there will be some delivery waiting period. In that waiting period, what will happen? I will give an order to showroom. Showroom will tell the information to the manufacturer. Manufacturer will then start manufacturing the car depending upon my requirements. Then the car will be delivered. So are they keeping a stock of car, or they are preparing a car or manufacturing the car only when they receive an order? Simple. That is called what? Just in time. Which is better? In some business, traditional method is better, and in some businesses, just in time is better. Clear? Then, in all these things, next very important concept for us is these two places productivity. Can someone tell what is productivity? What is productivity? It's a measure of output using how many inputs. I repeat, it's a measure of what? Output. Now let us take an example. Let us say this is the formula for productivity. Productivity is nothing but output divided by input into more work if you finish in less time. Then you are considered as what? Productive. Let us say, for example, madam, your name? Okay. Madam scored, let us say, for example, 800 marks, right? CMM. She scored 650 marks in both the groups, and she has studied for, let us say, for example, 500 hours. Clear? Next. Madam, your name? Okay. This madam has scored, let us say, for example, 520 marks, and she studied for, let us say, 320 hours. Now tell, who is better? Madam A is better or Madam B is better? Who is better? Both of them are good? ऐसा नहीं रहता ना सर, दोनों को अच्छे marks आए, both are not good. Weaker. That is where productivity comes. Productivity is means how much inputs you are giving to get output. Minimum input pay, you should get maximum output. That is what will decide whether you are productive or not. Now see example here. Here, how much is the output this madam is getting? 650. And she has given how many units of input? 500 hours. So what is our productivity percentage? How much? 138%. And here output is how much? 520 marks. And madam has given how many hours? How much? कल बोलते आज बोलते 162%. Now tell, even though Madam A has scored more marks, but who is more productive, Madam A or Madam B? Because she is devoting less time and getting more marks than compared to Madam A. So same way you have to calculate what? Productivity of a labor. Which labor will be considered as more productive? A person who is doing less work or more work? More work in which time? Less time. If you are doing more work in less time, you will be considered as what? Productive. So what is productivity? It is nothing but it's a measure of output depending upon how many inputs you are giving. You should get less inputs. You should give how many inputs? Less inputs in order to get maximum output. That is called what? Productivity. Productivity के बाद we have a very important concept called TQM. Theoretical concept but very important. Can someone tell the full form of TQM? You have an idea, madam? Simple. What is TQM? Total Quality Management. Total Quality Management. See, I'll give you two situations. You tell which is better. I will manufacture a product. After manufacturing a product, if I feel any problem is there in the product, I will rectify it. That is option number one. What is option number one? I'm manufacturing the product. After manufacturing the product, if I feel any problem is there, I will rectify the product. Or option number two, before manufacturing only, you check for any defects. Make everything perfect and then manufacture the product. Which is better? Option 1 or option 2? Option 2 is better. That option 2 is called what? Total Quality Management. From top level, middle level, lower level, each and every level of management, every employee, irrespective of whether you are a managing director, chairman, CEO, or you're a normal employee of a company, everyone should focus only on only one thing. What is that? Improving the quality of my product or service. And this I should do when? After launching a product or before launching a product only? Before launching a product, before manufacturing the product only, you check for what? Quality. A to Z, quality should be there. That is called what? Total Quality Management. And who will decide what is good quality, what is bad quality? You will decide or customer? If according to you, quality is good. Customer is telling, sir, this product quality is not good. Who is correct? Customer is always king and queen. Simple. Customer is always king and queen. Whatever customer tells, that is, you should believe that. If customer tells that it is not of good quality, it is not of good quality, remanufacture again and give. Simple. Because customer is what? God for us as a business. And this is a one-time process or a continuous process? Continuous process. That continuous process ko we call what? Kaizen. It is a Japanese word. Kaizen means continuous improvement. So TQM will you apply only once or every time you face some problems in your business? Every time you face some problems in your business, you apply what? The concept of TQM. The most popular company which applies the concept of TQM is Toyota. Toyota mein what happens is every employee ko one what is that called apna code is given. अब जैसा एक code है ना, one code will be given at the time of manufacturing, irrespective of whether you are a labor, whether you are a supervisor, whether you are an engineer, everyone will be given one code at the time in a manufacturing plant. Anyone, even a labor also, if that labor finds there is some small dust particle also in that manufacturing plant, or one small nut while manufacturing the vehicle is little loose, 0.1% after defective they find, immediately they will pull the cord and entire manufacturing plant manufacturing will stop. Why? That is what is called what? Total Quality Management. You should not see what level of employee you are. Everyone is given equal importance at the time of manufacturing. That is why Toyota ka engines are considered one of the most reliable engines in this world. Why people are buying Fortuner? Why people are buying Toyota vehicles? The reason is their engine. Because small mistake also they will not accept. See, it doesn't mean that if I apply TQM, I will achieve 100% perfection. We cannot achieve 100% perfection. 99.99% also if I try to achieve, the quality of my product will be best. That is why this is called as and-on code system. And-on code system. ACS. This is the name given by Toyota, wherein either a button will be given or a cord will be given. Any person in that manufacturing plant feels that there is some mistake, pull that cord or press that button. Imagine acres and acres ke land pe that manufacturing plant is spread in Toyota, Japan. Entire manufacturing plant will immediately stop. It's just like pulling a chain in a train, but you are authorized to do that. That is what is called and-on core system. This is called as total quality management. Then we are going to discuss also about ISO. For accounting, what standards we have? Accounting standards, very good. For auditing, we have which standards? Auditing standards, very good. For manufacturing and services, we have what? ISO standards. International Organization for Standards. There is one organization which gives what? ISO standards. Like example, Abhi, you might have heard on news that recently, maybe 1 or 2 years back, Apple has shifted from normal, its own charging system, say Type-C charging system. Because European Union may, because Apple was the only company in this world which was not applying the concept of Type-C charger. But from iPhone 15 or 15 onwards, they also shifted to Type-C. Because European Union may, they told directly one thing: if you are not doing this, we will ban you. Because they want everyone to use different types of charging systems or a standard charging system. Standard charging system. Did you go to any hot chips ka shop anytime? That fellow will prepare there only, right? Black castor oil mein, that fellow will fry the chips. Have you seen that fellow? Dark black color oil mein. Maybe from generations he is using that oil only. Imagine if it is written 150 years, say that shop is there, it means from 150 years that oil only they are using. Black dark color, and there only flavor and taste will come for us, right? Obviously. ठीक है, वैसे ही रहता. Now imagine, now there, at least there you can see, right, how that fellow is preparing that, chips, you can see, and then decide whether you want to eat or not, buy or not. You go to any bandi here, Hyderabad mein, you go to any bandi, how they prepare, you know, right? Full open space mein, they will have one big stove, uske upar dummu, gimmu, पूरा धूल मट्टी पूरा पड़ता. There only they will prepare. पसीना आता, पूरी बनाता गर्मी में. मतलब have you seen that fellow? And I have observed. You have to observe everything. Obviously, I have to, because I have to give example, right? And what is that? How do you define whether it's a genuine bandi or not? Genuine bandi in India is decided by seeing the Asian paint ka bucket. Every bandi fellow for chutney or something will use white color का Asian paints का bucket. बचपन में अपन जो bathroom में use करते थे bucket, these people are using where? In that, how do you identify? But by seeing you will decide, right, whether it is good quality or bad, hygiene or not. Okay, you will decide whether to eat or not to eat. But what about manufacturing plants? You're eating Lay's chips, right? Lay's ho gaya, Uncle Chips ho gaya, Haldiram's ho gaya, and your favorite Kinder Joy, Ferrero Rocher. How are they manufacturing in a factory? Do you know? Imagine they are manufacturing, one cockroach has come, they stop the manufacturing, remove the cockroach, started the manufacturing. Well, how do you know whether their machines are clean or not? What quality is there? For everyone, cleanliness is same or different? For everyone, cleanliness is different. Meaning of something clean is different. For me, meaning of clean means the same spoon you should not use in multiple dishes. Like let us say 1 spoon I'm using for chutney, 1 spoon I will use for sambar, 1 spoon I will use for something else. Say, but bandi mein what they will do? Same ladle they will take, idhar udhar 10 jagah dalta. Pani puri ke to bolna hi baat nahi. I think pani puri you eat, right? Which water they use, how they prepare. No one knows. Bas only one thing we know. Bhaiya thoda pyaz dalo. Bas. भैया कहाँ से काट रहा प्याज, कैसा काट रहा, क्या क्वालिटी है, we have no idea. But still that taste will come in that fellow's hands का पसीना only. See there, you people eat, right? So that is why I have to standardize what? Quality. See, in India, meaning of quality is different. In US meaning, you think US fellow comes to India, eats, that fellow will die. 2 days mein that fellow will die, that fellow will get diarrhea. The way we prepare, the way hygiene we maintain in India, you know, right? Majority of the places are not hygiene. You comment about hygiene on YouTube, what will they tell? If you want hygiene, go to some other country. We don't accept. But factories mein, India mein, quality is different, meaning of quality and cleanliness is different. US mein, quality and cleanliness is different. So that is why there should be one standard rule ki this is what is called as quality, this is what is called as cleanliness, this is what is allowed, this is what is not allowed. For that we should apply for which certification? ISO certification. ISO certification if I have, it will give me a guarantee that the product is of good quality. That it's like a quality certification for a business. India mein many companies like Infosys for its software uses ISO certification. Tata Motors uses ISO certification. Reliance Industries Limited uses ISO certification. They are standards for a business which are recognized internationally, just like accounting and auditing standards. There are more than 25,000 standards. But CMS will use only 9,000 series and 14,000 series. Clear? There are many, but in our syllabus we have only 9,000 and 14,000 series. That too not in detail, just little introduction we have, but problems we have on this one. Lots of problems we have in this chapter, ISO chapter, which are very important. Then we have, next chapter we have is, I told right, one of the very important chapters, that is project management, monitoring and control. Project management, monitoring and control. Basically here what happens is, here we have only two concepts. One is PERT, second one is CPM. Simple. We will see what is PERT and CPM later on. As of now, just remember, a business activity is not done by one person. It is divided into multiple parts. And my main objective in project management is to make sure that project time is not delayed. Project is delivered on time. Project can be anything. Project can be construction of a house. Project can be development of a software. Project can be a wedding planner also. Project can be construction of a railway line also. It can be anything. So the main objective what my business should do is, project should be delivered within time or after time. They should be delay or they should not be delay. So here also my objective is maximization or minimization. Minimization. Here productivity and quality management mein my objective is maximization. Project management mein my objective is to minimize. What should I minimize? The duration of a project. I've already given a commitment saying that I will deliver the car in 15 days. What is a project for me? Manufacturing of a car. If I delay, customer will be happy or unhappy? In case if I deliver within 15 days or before 15 days, will customer be happy or unhappy? What is more important for me? That I should complete my project on time and it should be delivered to customer. For which we have how many methods? Two methods. PERT, CPM. PERT stands for Program Evaluation and Review Technique. CPM stands for Critical Path Method. Clear? Difference and all we will see later on. And the last concept, it's a combination of theory and practical. That is economics of maintenance and spares management. First of all, what exactly do we mean by maintenance? What is maintenance? What do we mean by maintenance? Silence, silence, silence. I don't like it. Tell something. You tell wrong answer, it's okay. You tell what is maintenance. Have you heard about something called repairs and maintenance? Now what is that? You explain. Let us take a simple example. You are having I will draw something, you tell what it is. Bus kaadu. This is scooty. This is scooty. This is what? Scooty. Husband is driving the scooty. Wife is sitting behind. Here. Husband is driving the scooty. Wife is sitting behind. And active right वो scooty. सामने we put one saman right. ये बच्चा रख लिया अपना. One kid here. And one kid is between this couple. Two more kids डिक्की में डाल दिए. डिक्की में 2 बच्चे डाल दिए. Total 4 kids they have. मतलब this is what Activa. They are going like this. भाई इसको भी लेके जा. Okay, they are going. Now this family uses Activa for everyday purpose. This Activa they use for what? Everyday purpose. Now my question is, if you are now this Activa, when should this family get it repaired? Should they wait for the vehicle to break down and then they get it repaired or replaced? Or regularly every 3-4 months, 5 months or a certain number of kilometers they have to get it repaired? Both options are available. Both options are available. Option number 1, wait till the Activa or any scooty completely breaks down and then decide. Let us say without doing servicing, run for 5-6 years. After that, when your vehicle completely breaks down, then you decide, will you repair it or will you replace it with another vehicle? Option number 2, every 6 months or every certain number of kilometers, you keep you go to service center, get it checked, get it repaired if any faults are there, and continue for a longer period of time. Which is better? Which is better? Go to service center regularly. No. It depends upon situation to situation. So that is why, jao bhai, family chale gaya picnic. That is why maintenance ko we divide into how many parts? 2 parts. One is preventive maintenance. Second one is breakdown maintenance. Here, what is the first type of maintenance? Preventive maintenance. Second one is asking a technician to come monthly once or twice and check the machine to see if any problems are there or not, and rectifying the problems is called what? Preventive maintenance. But once a machine breaks down, I will replace the entire part or I will replace the machine only. Then it is called what? Which is better? It depends upon situation to situation. That is what in this chapter we have to calculate and tell. After doing certain calculations, permutations and combinations, we have to tell them, should a company go for preventive maintenance or should it go for breakdown maintenance or should it go for a combination of both preventive and breakdown? 7 marks ka question aram se you will get from this chapter. Most probably you will get one question from this chapter. Clear? Understood? So which maintenance is better, preventive or breakdown? It all goes down to the calculations. Without calculating, we cannot tell. See, a normal human brain, as normal humans, what do we think? Or it is better to go for preventive maintenance. But depending upon the situation, depending upon the case study, we need to decide whether it is preventive or breakdown and then give a suggestion to management. Clear? So this was a complete overview of what exactly we are going to study. Clear? Let us start with chapter number 1, that is Introduction to Operations Management. From now onwards, whatever I am writing on the screen, I expect you also to copy. White on black is better or black ke upar white is better? Just see which is better. White on black is better. Now, heading should be Introduction to Operations Management. Here, heading should be Introduction to Operations Management. Chapter 1, Introduction to Operations Management. In this chapter, we have 3 very small units. Here, 3 small units we have that we are going to discuss in this chapter. Now, first we will discuss with unit number 1. Today we will start with unit number 1, which is scope of operations management. First we are going to discuss today is scope of operations management. Here, scope of operations management. Here, scope of operations management. As I already told you, what is operations management? It's a basically what is operations? It's a part of business organization which is involved in what? Production of goods or provision of services. And operations of a business is called what of a business? Engine of a business. Like if you assume that the entire business is a car, then operations management is what for a business? It's a engine. Clear? So if they ask you what exactly is operations management, you can't write on your own, right? You have to mention what is given in the material. So I'll give you everything in points. So concept number 1, what is operations management? Clear? What is operations management? Point number 1, it is what? It's a part of business organization. It's a part of business organization which is responsible for what? For providing goods and services. Providing goods and services. It's a part of an organization which is involved in what? Provision of goods and services. Clear? It's a part of an organization which is used in what? Provision of goods and services. Next, point number 2. Remember I told there should be, every business there should be an economic match between what? Demand and supply. That is called what? Ideal situation. What is that called? Ideal situation. What is an ideal situation for every business? If they ask what is the ideal situation in MCQs, what will be your answer? It's a economic match. It's an economic match between what? Between demand and supply. Demand and supply. It's an economic match between what? Demand and supply. Otherwise, what will happen? If demand is more than supply, then it is overproduction. If demand is less than supply, then it is. Now, in both the cases, company will face profit. Company will get profits, or it might face losses. It might face losses, or its profits might decrease. So that is why you should make sure that if there is excess supply, what will happen? If there is excess supply, to clear, if there is excess supply, then it will be what? It will be wasteful. Your production will be wasteful, plus your production will be, why? Because if you are supplying more than what is required, if because of overproduction, then what is going to happen? That additional production which you are unable to sell will be obsolete. It will be useless for you. Sales will not happen. Because of this, your expenditure will increase. Your losses will increase. And this losses, how will you recover? By increasing the price of a product. And automatically it will become costly. And imagine, especially in countries like India which are price sensitive, what will happen? If it is costly, people will buy more or people will buy less? People will buy less. But now imagine if there is too little supply, then if there is too little supply, then what is going to happen? If there is too little supply, then there is loss of opportunity. There will be what? Loss of opportunity, plus there will also be customer dissatisfaction. Here, what are the two things happen if there is too little supply? Matlab, if there is under supply, what is going to happen? Loss of opportunity and customer dissatisfaction. Loss of opportunity means demand is there. Demand is there. But am I able to sell or am I not able to sell? Not able to sell. Why? Because I'm unable to supply. Because I'm unable to supply, customer is waiting for my product or customer is shifting to some other company. And once customer shifts to some other company, Getting back the customer is easy or difficult? Am I losing that customer? Opportunity for that sale? And why am I losing the opportunity for the sale? Because customer is happy or unhappy. That is why customer does not want to wait. Today lot of substitutes are available. That is why customer does not want to wait. Understood? If there is excess supply and if there is little supply, what exactly might happen? Same thing, I'm just writing in a technical way. Next, point number 5. What are the key functions of business in OM? A business के key functions को we can divide into two parts. Here we can divide the key functions of a business into two parts. Demand side functions, supply side functions. We can divide the business functions into how many parts? Two parts. What are those? Demand side, supply side. Demand side, supply side. Up demand side में we have two things. One is sales, because whenever there is a demand, I need to do sale, right? And how will people come to know that I am selling a particular product? Marketing. Simple. I am giving just two examples here. You can write any example which you know. So demand side में how many functions? Sales and marketing. And supply side में again we have two functions. There are multiple. I am writing only two. What are those? Operations. Operations means conversion of raw material into work in progress, and then work in progress into finished goods. And then we also have supply chain, making sure that I receive the raw materials fast and I supply the goods, finished goods to my retailers fast. Then only I will be able to meet the demand. And all these things are possible, all these functions are possible only and only because I have what? Finance. Remember, what are the three major functions of a business? Finance, operations, marketing. Finance, operations, marketing. Can I perform marketing? Can I perform operations without having finance? So can I say this is all because of something called finance? So what is the driving force behind all these activities? Finance. What is the driving force behind all these activities? Finance. I want to sell the goods, I want to market the goods, I want to perform the operations, I want to manage the supply chain. For everything I need what? Finance. So finance is a driving force of entire business. Here, understood first 5 points? So what is OM? What is operations? It's a part of business which provides what? Goods and services. So can I say, is OM applicable for tangible goods? Is it also applicable for intangible things like services? Yes. Here, second, what is an ideal situation in every company? Economic match between demand and, in case if there is not an economic match between demand and supply, sometimes excess supply may happen, that is overproduction. Sometimes too little supply may happen, that is underproduction. What are the two things which might happen if there is excess supply? Wasteful expenditure, because of which product will become costly. If I have too little supply or underproduction, what is going to happen? Loss of opportunity and customer dissatisfaction. Clear? Next, key functions mein how many functions we have? Demand side, supply side. All the functions are performed only when I have what? Finance. So what is finance? It's a driving force of key functions of a business. Clear? Next, point number 6. So we can say operations management encompasses. It encompasses, matlab it covers everything. It encompasses what? All organization activity. Encompasses what? All organization activities. Every activity which is related to production of goods or provision of services are covered where? In operations management. It encompasses which activities? All activities. Relating to what? That acquire here raw form of inputs. Raw form of, and then process or convert into process or convert into consumable products and services. Little charts I'm using because it will become easy for you to remember for MCQ. Here, exam don't use charts, directly write. How will you write? OM encompasses all the activities that acquire raw form of inputs and process or convert into consumable products or services. Here, don't use charts in exam while writing. Write the complete sentence. Presentation should be in one complete sentence. And most important thing, always write your theory answers in points. When you divide in points, presentation will look neat and clean. Clear? But don't use charts. What are the key functions? There are two key functions of operations. That is demand side and supply side. Sales and marketing form demand side of functions. Operations and supply chain form supply side of functions. Clear? Like this you create sentence and write. No sir, I don't want to create. You want me to create a sentence and write? I will write. I'll write properly in charts. Easy to remember also. Clear? So it covers all activities that acquire what? Raw form of inputs, means raw materials. It will also cover those activities in a business which are converting raw materials into finished goods and finished services. But why? But why am I doing all these things? Why am I acquiring the inputs? That is raw materials. Why am I converting them into work in progress and then finished goods? For whom? For myself or for customers? Simple. To meet needs of end consumers. To meet the needs of what? End consumer. Meet the needs of end consumer. Achha, consumer and customer both are same or different? Customer and consumer are same or different? Different. What is the difference between customer and consumer? Achha, a person who buys is called? A person who actually uses that product is called? Okay. You are attending the classes. Who is paying fees? You are parents. So parents for Shikra are examples of customers. And you as a student for Shikra are what? Consumer. Clear? So let us assume that you are only paying the fees and you are only attending the classes. Then can I say that you are a customer also, consumer also? So sometimes customer and consumer can be different. Sometimes customer and consumer can be same. But my focus should be on whom? Consumer. Customer is also very important for us because payment too will give. Finance should always be taught from whose point of view? Customer point of view. Clear? But satisfaction should always be taught from whose point of view? Consumer point of view. Clear? So, OM deals with what? OM deals with clear tangible products also. Deals with tangible products also. It deals with intangible services also. It deals with intangible services also. Clear? So everything is covered. Tangible things and intangible things both are covered where? In OM. So understood first 7 points? Simple. So these are the points what you have to remember with respect to introduction to operations management. Clear? Done writing? So once you want me to write all the notes A to Z everything in one file, or should I divide into 7 parts? Like chapter 1, one file, chapter 2, second file, chapter 3, third file. How you want? I'll divide. And in case if someone wants one, you can join using that any PDF software. Clear? And once a particular chapter is complete, immediately I will share this file also. Keep it with you. Now let us see objectives of operations management. Concept number 2, objectives of operations management. Objectives of operations. Remember, we have seen how many objectives of operations management. How many objectives are there for operations management? So can you tell what they are? No. Did you write the starting my introduction? You are writing everything what I am explaining or not writing? The introduction I बोल के light ले लिए. That is why I told I'll share the notes. Here, I've written. Customer satisfaction and then resource. These are what? Objectives of operations management. So how many objectives operations management has? Can you tell what they are? Customer satisfaction and resource utilization. Clear? One is customer satisfaction. And second one is resource utilization. Customer satisfaction, resource utilization. Clear? I'm making it very aesthetic. Colors I'm using so that at least you'll see when you open that file in your mobile phone, you should feel that interest. Amma kya color hai, mast dikh raha bolke. At least you should feel like studying when you see some notes. That is why I'm using colors. If I use any color in writing, is it visible or black is better? Very good. Colors तो I will keep. Aesthetic बनाने के लिए. Should look. You can take a screenshot and upload to Instagram also. Snap पे लगा सकते. Now, customer satisfaction means basically you should not feel that your product is satisfying the customer. Who should feel? Customer should feel. Like let us say for example, Hyderabad में one thing is very popular, बोंडा. क्या बोलते हैं उसको? मैसूर बोंडा. और रात में क्या वो अपना छोटा बोंडा. क्या है वो छोटे बोंडे? पुनुगुलू. Now these are very famous things in Hyderabad, right? Punugulu and that क्या है? Mysore bhaji. These are very famous things. But you eat on bandi number 1. Example. नीचे जाके let us say Bindu Tiffins is there, right? You go there and eat. Will you be happy with that bonda there? We don't know. Bindu Tiffins ka owner is feeling that every person is eating the bonda in my shop are 100% happy with that. Some people may like, some people may not like. So you will decide what is satisfying the other person's taste buds, or the customer should tell that it is of good taste. So customer satisfaction should be from business point of view or from customer's point of view. I should try to satisfy every type of customer what I am getting. But at the end of the day, who will decide whether customer is satisfied or not? Business or customer? Customer will decide. Here, so customer satisfaction may always remember it is a key objective of operations management. Because if customer is unhappy, you think customer will come back to your business or that fellow will never come back? That fellow will never come back. Let us say you ate Mysore bhaji niche bandi pe. You did not like it. Will you go to that bandi again or you will search for other bandi? You will search for other bandi. There also if you did not like the taste, you will go and search for third bandi. Third bandi mein you like the taste. But one day you will eat, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Uske baad you will feel bored. Again you will go back to next bandi. So getting a customer and satisfying a customer is very difficult task. On top of that, once a customer is satisfied, retaining the customer is also very difficult, right? These are very important objectives of operations management. Here, point number 2, service should always provide service for satisfaction of customer wants. Customer, you should always provide what? Service for satisfaction of customer wants. Means, acha, you go to a bandi, I hope everyone goes to a bandi. Acha, pani puri ka example le lenge. I hope most of you eat pani puri, or may not be everyone. How many of you eat pani puri? Very good. Now, when you go to eat pani puri, what is the only thing what you want? There might be many things you might want. Taste might be there, price might be there, spice level, many things. What is the most important thing which will decide whether you will eat in that particular place or not? प्याज का Let them answer. One thing, taste. One thing is what? Taste. What is the first? Quality and taste will not come together. If quality is good, taste will not be there. That is why when you go to 5-star hotels, 7-star hotels, they'll wear gloves, cap, mask, they will do proper waxing. They are not allowed to, without waxing, they are not allowed to cook food there. They will do proper waxing, hands ka, so that hair particle should not be there. Head pe, they will wear a cap, they will wear apron, everything they will wear and then prepare. That is why taste will not come. अब पानी पूरी वाला एशियन पेंट्स के बकेट में पूरा हाथ डाल देता वो. That fellow will keep the entire hand यहाँ से पूरा निकाल के that fellow will serve you. Whether that fellow washes hands or not, we don't know. We don't know whether that fellow has taken a bath also or not. In so many days also we don't know. Their taste will come. Why? Quality is a problem, right? So quality and taste very difficult to get at the same time. So that is why what customer wants, especially when you go to Bandi, taste, not quality. Don't tell. And when you go to a 5-star hotel, what you want? Quality rather than taste. Presentation and quality rather than taste. Simple. That is why you go to many 5-star hotels and 7-star hotels. May you go and see the food review, no one likes. But people go there because ambience, the quality of service what they are providing, and the standard. They want to set a standard, they will go. So depending upon what customer wants, you should start providing that. Then only customer will be happy. Like mobile phones, what is that one feature which will decide whether you will buy the phone or not, madam? Camera. घर में फिल्टर रहो नहीं रहो पानी के लिए चलता. मोबाइल फोन में फेस को फिल्टर हो ना. Snapchat, that dog faces we make. Snapchat, Instagram, pooky faces you will make right there. So all that. But that is what customer wants today. Camera, space, fast, simple. So you should provide these only. That is why Chinese companies are more successful than other companies in India. Price, features they are providing. Here, point number 3. Always remember, 3 things are very important for customer satisfaction. Here, how do you satisfy the customer? There are 3 components. There are 3 components which will decide whether your customer will be satisfied or not satisfied with the product or service. Number 1, specification. Number 1, what? Specification. Number 2, cost. Number 3, time. What are the 3 things which will decide whether a customer is happy or not? Specification, cost, time. You should provide a product or a service according to the specifications of customer. How many of you eat very spicy food here in class? Very spicy. So you go and tell that person to prepare very spicy food. That fellow prepares a normal food and come. Will you be happy? Then, so you should always provide a product or a service according to what? Specification of customer. Plus, cost should be less. Time taken to deliver the product and service also should be less. When all these 3 things are there in your product or service, then only customer will be satisfied. Otherwise, customer will be dissatisfied, and dissatisfied customer will not stay, but that fellow will leave. So, last may you just say you should deliver what to the customer, right? Right? Think you should deliver. What you should deliver? Right product you should deliver. At the right price you should deliver. And right time you should deliver. Right thing you should deliver at a right price and at the right time. Example. Let us say, for example, you are feeling hungry. How many of you are feeling hungry now? Obviously. So, you people are not feeling hungry. So now, all these 4 madams have ordered biryani for themselves. So for celebration of New Year, they ordered biryani. At 11:30, they ordered biryani AM, thinking that 1 PM ko anyhow lunch break is there, right? We will eat. Now, evening 7:30, when they are leaving Shikara, Swiggy fellow will call. Zomato, Swiggy, wherever. Akka, me order ochindi ekkada teesko nuva tini savra. Will you tell or not in that angriness? Correct or not? That is what. Are you happy customer or unhappy customer? Why? That frustration you have removed, right? Because right thing was delivered, right price point was delivered, discount and all. But was it delivered at right time or wrong time? Wrong time. Understood? So that is very important for us. Clear? Balance, resource utilization and all we'll see next class. And today is my last class. Clear? Of this year. This is the last class of this year. We will meet again. So we'll take a gap of 1 year and we will meet in next year. Chalo, happy new year to everyone. Jao raat mein mast. So yeah. Okay. Chalo, bye.